Long ago, when the world was still young and the Anishinaabe people were just beginning to spread across the great Turtle Island, there lived a special being known to all as Asibikaashi, the Spider Woman. But she was not frightening or dangerous. No, Asibikaashi was a grandmother to all the people, a protector, a guardian of the most vulnerable among them, the children. Every morning, before the sun painted the sky with its first light, Asibikaashi would walk quietly through the villages, visiting each wigwam, each home, checking on every single child who slept within. She loved them all as if they were her own grandchildren, and the people loved her in return, for they knew that with Asibikaashi watching over them, their children were safe. But as time passed, the Anishinaabe people began to grow. Their families multiplied. Their villages spread farther and farther across the land, to the east, to the west, to the north, and to the south. And Asibikaashi, though powerful, was still only one being. She could no longer visit every child in every village, in every corner of the vast land. And this troubled her deeply. How could she protect them all? How could she keep the children safe when she could not be everywhere at once? The Spider-Woman sat in thought, searching for an answer, and then an idea came to her, an idea that would change everything. Asibikaashi called the mothers and grandmothers together. From every village, women gathered to hear what the Spider-Woman had to teach. "I cannot be in all places at once," she told them gently, "but you can. You are in your homes every night. You are there when your children close their eyes and enter the world of dreams." The women nodded, listening carefully. "I will teach you something sacred," Asibikaashi continued, "something that will allow you to protect your children, just as I have protected them all these years." And then, before their wondering eyes, Asibikaashi began to weave. Her fingers moved with ancient grace, bending a willow branch into a perfect circle. Then, with sacred thread, she wove a web inside the hoop, a web that looked just like a spider's web, with intricate patterns spiraling inward toward the center. But this was no ordinary web. At the very center she left a small hole, a window, a passage. "This," she said, holding up her creation, "is a dreamcatcher. Hang it above where your children sleep, and it will do what I have always done. It will watch over them through the night." The women leaned closer, captivated. "You see," Asibikaashi explained, "dreams are like visitors in the night. Some are good, bringing messages of wisdom, hope, and joy, but others are bad, nightmares that disturb sleep and frighten young hearts." She pointed to the intricate web. "The good dreams know the way. They are wise and gentle. They will find the small hole in the center and pass through it, floating down gently upon your sleeping child." Then she traced her finger along the woven threads. "But the bad dreams will become tangled in the web, caught like insects. They cannot pass through. And when the first light of morning comes, they will disappear, destroyed by the rising sun." The women understood. This was a gift beyond measure. One by one, Asibikaashi taught them the sacred art of weaving dreamcatchers. That very night, the mothers hung the dreamcatchers above their children's sleeping places, and as darkness fell and the children drifted into sleep, something magical happened. The nightmares came, as they always did, dark shadows creeping through the night, seeking to disturb innocent dreams with fear and worry. But when they reached the dreamcatcher, they could go no further. The web caught them, one by one, tangling them in its sacred threads. They twisted and struggled, but they could not escape. They could not reach the children. The dreamcatcher held them fast, protecting the little ones below. Meanwhile, the good dreams, gentle spirits carrying messages of courage, love, and wonder, floated softly through the air. They found the small opening at the center of the web and slipped through with ease. Down, down, down they drifted, like feathers on a breeze, settling gently upon the sleeping children. And that night, all across the land, children slept peacefully. They dreamed beautiful dreams of running through summer meadows, of swimming in clear lakes, of their grandparents' stories coming to life before their eyes. When morning came, the parents saw something remarkable. The dream-catchers, which had glowed softly in the darkness, now sparkled in the first rays of sunlight, and as the sun's light touched the trapped nightmares, they dissolved like morning mist, destroyed forever. The children woke, refreshed, happy, and safe. The dream-catchers had worked. Word of Asibikaashi's gift spread like ripples on water. Village after village, family after family, the sacred knowledge was shared. Mothers taught daughters, grandmothers taught granddaughters. The tradition passed from one generation to the next, an unbroken thread of love and protection. Each dream-catcher was made with care and prayer. The hoop was formed from willow, bent into a perfect circle, the circle representing the journey of the sun across the sky, the cycle of life itself. The web was woven with sacred thread or sinew, its pattern echoing the spider's ancient wisdom. Some added a single bead at the center, representing the spider herself, Asibikaashi, watching over all. Feathers were attached to hang below, soft feathers, so the good dreams could slide down gently, like snowflakes, to the sleeping child. Every dream catcher was unique, yet all carried the same purpose: protection, love, peace. And so the tradition grew, spreading beyond the Ojibwe people to other nations, other tribes. The Lakota made their own, with different patterns and meanings. Other nations added their own sacred symbols and prayers. But at the heart of every dream catcher, no matter who made it, was the same ancient promise. A promise made by a grandmother who loved all children. A promise that they would be protected while they slept. A promise that good dreams would always find their way home. The dream catcher is more than a beautiful object. It is a symbol rich with meaning. The circle of the hoop represents the circle of life: birth, growth, death, and rebirth. It represents the sun's journey across the sky, rising and setting in an eternal cycle. It represents the unity of all things, the connection between all living beings. The web woven inside represents the web of life itself, how all things are connected, how every action ripples outward, touching everything else. It represents the paths we walk, the choices we make, the journeys we take. The whole at the center is the passage for good dreams, for positive energy, for the blessings of the Creator. It reminds us to stay open to wisdom, to guidance, to the good things that come to us. The feathers hanging below serve a special purpose. They are soft, a gentle ladder for the good dreams to slide down and reach the sleeper. Each feather is chosen with intention: eagle feathers for courage and strength, owl feathers for wisdom and protection. And the spider, represented by the bead at the center, is Asibikaashi herself, forever watching, forever protecting, her love woven into every thread. When a dream catcher is made with proper intention, with prayers and gratitude, It becomes more than an object. It becomes sacred. It becomes a guardian. It becomes a bridge between the physical world and the world of dreams. To this day, Asibikaashi continues her sacred work. Though you may not see her, she is there, watching over the children, watching over all who sleep beneath the protection of a dreamcatcher. In the quiet moments of early morning, before the sun rises, some say you can see her webs glistening with dew in the birch trees. Some say if you listen very carefully, you can hear the soft sound of her weaving, thread by thread, protecting and blessing. She is pleased when she sees the tradition continuing, when she sees mothers teaching daughters, grandmothers teaching grandsons, the ancient knowledge passing from one generation to the next. Every dreamcatcher made with love and respect honors her gift. Every child who sleeps peacefully beneath one receives her blessing. The Spider-Woman never forgot her promise. Even though she could not visit every child in person, her spirit, her protection, her love reaches them all through the sacred dream catchers. And the nightmares? They still come, as they always have. Fear, worry, darkness, they seek to disturb our peace. But the web catches them. The morning sun destroys them. And we wake safe, refreshed, ready to face a new day. Today, dream catchers can be found all over the world. They hang in homes from Canada to Mexico, from Asia to Europe, from cities to small towns. Many people, not knowing the sacred story, see them simply as beautiful decorations. They buy them in stores, hang them on walls, never understanding the deep spiritual meaning they carry. But those who know the true legend, those who understand that the dreamcatcher represents a grandmother's love, a promise of protection, a sacred tradition passed down through countless generations, they treat it with the respect it deserves. When you hang a dreamcatcher above your bed, you are not just decorating your room, you are connecting yourself to an ancient tradition. You are honoring the wisdom of the Anishinaabe people. You are accepting the protection that Asibikaashi offered so long ago. And if you are fortunate enough to receive a dreamcatcher made by indigenous hands, crafted with traditional materials and blessed with prayers, you hold something truly sacred. Treat it with reverence. Hang it with gratitude. Sleep beneath it with peace. For you are now part of a story that began long ago and continues still, a story of love, protection, and the eternal bond between the elders and the children they watch over.